So today is vermicast harvest day. It's been 6 months since we started the worm bin, and it's been 2 weeks since I fed the worms. So there shouldn't be too many food scraps left in there. And here's the bin. Let's get started. So first we're just gonna dump it out. Oh. So here is a little bit, some bedding left. So I guess we could have gone a little longer, but that's okay. We'll just pick it off and reuse it. And here's the bin. So I'm just gonna get everything out and refill it with some torn up egg cartons and pieces of cardboard. You can press pause. Okay, so now I have, this is a pile of vermicast that we're gonna sort through and remove the bedding, put it back in our bin, which I added the egg carton to, torn egg cartons. And then we're gonna put the vermicast into this bucket so that we have an amount to report to worm ohana. And the worms will gradually go deeper and deeper and start to form a ball, and then we will weigh the worms to have more data and start all over again. Okay, so just like this is all bedding. Hi, Nanny. Hi. This is all bedding, so I'm just gonna toss it back in our bin here. Just give you a couple things. There's some worms in there. Well, one worm. And so I asked my friends if they wanted some worms. One was a maybe, so I'll keep a few out for her. And otherwise, they're all just gonna go back in the bin. Okay, we can pause again. So going through this, you come a little closer. There's some fun happening over there. So early on in our worm journey, we didn't take the stickers off of the avocado peels. I put whole eggshells in there. So I'm more of a learn by doing person. So after that I learned, like, if you put eggshells, the worms only eat it to have grit. They don't get nourishment from it. So you have to crush it, which is a good thing to provide for the worms. But you just have to crush it. So in this inside though, since then, you can see there's some great vermicast, there's some worms, and that's what we're gonna keep harvesting. Another thing is that the worm ohana group goes through really carefully and picks out like even smallish chunks of bedding because they sell it. And I'm not doing that, so I'm just gonna be kind of loosey-goosey with it. And even if the bedding ends up in the vermicast, and like, that's okay. It'll just be an amendment to the soil, not just strict vermicast. So I picked off most of the bedding here. As I go through, I'm gonna pick out more of the food scraps left behind. Like, these are hard avocado peels, so I'll probably just put those in the regular compost. Maybe pick out some more of the eggshells. And I realized I should have taken the newspaper off the top before I dumped it out. So at the bottom there will be that layer too. So, okay.
I only have a bottle.
Okay, we are, I think, over halfway through. If you could see our piles here. Here's our vermicast. So it is paying off, but it is a lot of work and my back hurts. So I'll show you. If you come in here. Oh, there's a bunch of worms that were in a banana peel. And here is, so here's the method, is that you make piles, you take out the vermicast, and the worms, because they are photophobic, will move down and try to get away from the light. So I have this pile of worms, which I'm not gonna torture them by leaving them in the light right now. So what I'm gonna do is I have this other pile over here that I will, let's see if I can so ideally, like, you just pick off the top, and that's the vermicast without worms, because the worms have gone deeper down. And I'm gonna try to pull a bunch of this off, just checking for worms. All the millipedes can go in the vermicast, that's fine. Just the point is to keep your worms so that you can do the next round. Okay, so here's a pile. I'm gonna just move this on top of those worms and let it sit while the worms go down away from the light, and I'll work on this pile, and so on until we just have one mass of worms left, and that's what we'll weigh and then put back in the bin. So take another break. So it started pouring, and the kids were playing in the mud, and they were done. So we were done harvesting the vermicast. We did get a full 5-gallon bucket, full enough. I did not get to weigh the worms. I ended up just putting the rest of the vermicast with the worms back in the bin. So we'll just harvest it next time. I won't wait as long to harvest next time, because that was kind of overwhelming. I mean, especially with the kids around, even though Stan was helping me. So yeah, well, maybe 4 months. We'll see. But we got a lot of good stuff ready for the garden, ready for our plants, and that's a win. So now we'll start again.